Hi. I know usually when I'm doing these journal things lately, you see my face, but I really wanted to do this outside. It's July 2nd, I guess. Yeah, July 2nd. And the uh, the heat index, we're in Southern Illinois and we're under the heat dome, and it's way over 100 on the heat index outside already. It's midday, and I can only do that for so long. And besides which, we're right before the 4th of July weekend. And so there's an incredible amount of traffic on the little side street that we live on. I don't know whether they've rerouted some traffic from somewhere. Anyway, even though the birds are singing delightfully, inside is a little better today than outside. I did a wonderful walk this morning. I I've been getting up at 6 and trying to get outside to walk by 6:30. Well, it's been over 75 degrees and humid when I get out there, but I still I'm still trying really hard to get a daily walk in. And when I look back at the last month where I've been tracking things, that is one thing I've actually been able to stay up with. The other is my journaling. I feel like I'm doing pretty well, and that's helping me with the kind of focus that I need to do a couple of the projects that I'm working on. One of the things I came across today had to do, and I made a comment, and I've been looking for it on Substack because I really wanted to make sure that I give credit to the person who did the post. And even as I'm scrolling while we're talking, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was an article on Substack by Wendy Pratt, and I will try to link it in the description below. And one of the things she talks about is the different ways that she's been slowing down and giving herself permission, and all of the things we talk about when we do our mid-year review. And she said, I give myself permission to dawdle and take photos when I go walking. And I had already done that when I read that this morning. And it reminded me that while there is a lot to be said for walking briskly so I can hurry up and get back in the house, there's also a lot to be said for walking slowly. I mean, I'm doing this walking not just for the physical exercise, but to help me rebuild my balance so that I stay aligned as I'm moving. And that is the air conditioner in my shed that is kicking on. And so as a part of that, and as a part of the personal curriculum you'll hear me talk about over this next month, which is I'm doing Inspired by Nature, I'm trying really hard to stay focused on the space and noticing. And I know that one of the things I stopped to take a picture of is we've got some Turk's cap lilies that are at this outside the fence where all the flowers are. The daylilies are on the inside of the fence, and this is outside the fence. And I noticed it had some strange kind of white mildew stuff on it, which I'm sure has something to do with the heat. And then the other thing I noticed is that under this brushy, weedy looking stuff that my husband hasn't cleared up yet, there's a little orange daylily, and it's like it's hiding because the deer love daylilies, and most of the time daylily blooms they don't even make it all the way to a bloom, which is why ours are inside the fence. But it's noticing these tiny little things, little rocks, the way the ants are moving in one direction or another, and it's helping me refine my focus. But it's also a gift to be able to actually see what's going on around you. And I know how often I'm in a rush, and how much of my life I've lived in a rush, and how I'm kind of a big picture kind of person rather than a small detail person. So it's bringing this approach is bringing a lot of interesting things into my life. And That's probably what I'm going to be journaling about this morning is some of the things that I feel like this has brought into my life and how it's helped me. So I'd suggest to you that maybe you try that. Maybe you try just taking one day where you try to focus on what's around you and the little things, because those are the things that often pass by. So you can't see me, but I'm taking a drink of my cold water. And I'm going to start journaling. Okay, there's our 5 minutes. There's a little rock on my desk. I wish it was easier to change the camera. When I'm videoing it, it won't really let me like switch from the view that I've got out the door back to my face and then back. But I've got a little rock that I picked up one day when I was walking, and I keep it on my desk to kind of remind me of how paying attention to the little things helps. It's also the idea that life is about more than just putting one foot in front of the other. Life is about observing and being a part of what's going on around you, right around you. I know that these are tumultuous times. I know that even without all of that, a lot of us are facing struggles and challenges. I also know that no matter where we are, there is something there, particularly if you can find anywhere to be in nature. And I remember that in the alley that I walk along, that's in behind the house, there's a lot of gravel because we use it, as a drive into the back part of our yard. And in the middle of the rocks, there is this little green plant that has pushed its way up and is growing, even though it's surrounded by rocks. And whenever I see that, like if we're out traveling and I see like a tree that is somehow growing out of a side, a crack in what looks like a boulder, that nature, like, it's almost like nature just like keeps trying really, really hard to be there. And that in and of itself is an inspiration. I hope you find something to bring you joy today, wherever it is, and that if you're in the heat dome, that you find a way to stay cool and take care of yourself and drink water and put water out for the birds and take care of your pets and all of the things that we do. Thank you.